Hey guys, so Shane here, and I just finished cooking dinner. I'm kind of craving a little bit of something for dessert, but I don't want anything really sugary, anything super fatty. So I think I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to make some Quest bar cannolis. Okay guys, so what you're going to need for this recipe is one cookies and cream flavored Quest bar. I really like these Quest bars because they have zero sugar, they're high in protein, and they're low in carbs, and they have good fiber in them as well. And they're only, for one bar, is only 180 calories. My favorite is the cookies and cream flavor, and I also really like the chocolate chip cookie dough flavor as well, but they have a bunch of other flavors that a lot of people that I know like, such as apple pie and stuff like that. I prefer these over a lot of the other kind of protein bars because they're more healthy for you in terms of nutrition and not a lot of extra garbage in them that you don't need. 3/4 cup of mascarpone cheese, a teaspoon of 0-calorie sweetener. I'm using Splenda in this case, but any 0-calorie sweetener that you like to use can suffice as well. I'm going to need 2 tablespoons of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. I like to get the pure vanilla extract, it's got a better flavor and it'll do you good. And additionally, you're going to need a cannoli mold. I didn't have any cannoli molds, which is basically just a stainless steel round tube rod to mold the dough around. So what I did is I went and got a nice wooden dowel from the hardware store. I cleaned it up real nice, and I'm just going to use that. Additionally, you're going to also need a bowl for mixing ingredients, as well as some measuring cups, the teaspoon, a tablespoon, and 1/3 of a cup. You're also going to need a cookie sheet or a baking pan for baking the cannolis after you mold them around the dowel. Alright guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my oven to preheat at 350 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and get that started. Alright, so now I got the oven preheating. I'm going to come over here and go ahead and open my Quest bar, and I'm going to microwave it for 10 seconds just to soften it up. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to set it on a plate just to keep my microwave clean, and I'm going to put it in the microwave. Okay, now that I've microwaved my Quest bar for 10 seconds, it should be nice and soft. If it's not, you can just put it in there a little bit more. So mine's not really soft, so I'm going to put it in there for another 10 seconds. Actually, let's just make it 15 seconds now. What you want is you just want it to be a little bit soft. You don't want it to start really melting. You just want it to be pliable enough for you to roll out. So we can go ahead and make our cannoli molds or our cannoli cookie. Okay, so now I've taken my Quest bar out of the microwave. It's nice and soft, but not too soft. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it into 4 equal pieces. And if they're not super even, don't worry about it. Like this one I made a little bit too small, but it's okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten these out and roll them out really thin. Now you can use a rolling pin if you like. I'm just going to use my hands because that's just the type of guy I am. And these are going to turn out to be our cannoli cookies. So just flatten them out nice. They get a little bit crumbly, don't worry too much. We just want them to be nice and thin so we can roll them around our cannoli mold. Okay, so as you see, I've gone ahead and flattened out all of my Quest bar pieces. I did get a little hungry and I ate one, but 3 will be alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pieces, and I've also formed them into kind of a round shape, as you can see. I'm going to take these pieces and my wooden dowel, and I'm just going to roll them around the wooden dowel just so they form a cannoli shell type shape. And I'm going to do that for all 3 of them. If they crack a little bit, just kind of mold it back together. It's just like dough. Kind of pinch the ends together if you didn't kind of roll them out wide enough, like I didn't for this one. And I'm going to do that for all 3 of them. So what we're doing right here is we're making our actual cannoli shape. Okay, so as you see now, I've got all my pieces molded around my cannoli mold. They're not the prettiest in the world, but like I said, you can just kind of, they start cracking, just kind of smash it together again. My oven is done preheating, so I'm just going to take this whole pan, I'm going to put it in the oven and let it bake for 4 minutes. Alright, so now that I have the cannolis in the oven baking, so I'm going to go ahead and set up my mixture. I'm going to go ahead and add first the 1/3 cup of mascarpone cheese. The 2 tablespoons of unsweetened vanilla almond milk. The 1 teaspoon of 0-calorie sweetener. In this case, like I said, I'm using Splenda. Finally, the 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now I'm just gonna mix this all together until it's nice and smooth, and I'm gonna put it in a plastic bag that I'm just gonna make shift for my piping bag, because I'm not that fancy, so I don't have a piping bag, so I'll make my own, and I'll show you how to do that as well. Alright, so my mixture is all mixed up nice and smooth, and if you have a piping bag, awesome. If you don't, because like I said, I don't, I'm not that fancy, I'm just gonna use a plastic sandwich bag. I'm just gonna take my mixture and spoon it into the plastic bag, like so. Just get it all up in there nicely. And then I'm just gonna zip it up. Push all of my mixture down to one corner. And as you can see, I'm just gonna kind of make my own piping bag. Like so. So I'm just gonna snip the tip off with some scissors, and it'll be my piping bag to fill my cannolis. Okay guys, so you want to make sure to let your cannolis cool very well, otherwise they'll be too soft still and you won't be able to mess with them. They'll probably break more on you, and you won't be able to fill them very effectively. My other 2 cannolis are a little bit soft still, so I'm just going to work with this one and show you guys how I'm going to fill them. So as I said, I have my cream piped into the bag. I'm just going to snip off the tip a little bit, just tiny enough so that I can fill my cannoli with the cream. Now this one, like I said, is cooled enough, so it's nice and hard. It's a nice little tube. It's basically like a baked cookie in a round form. I'm just going to take my piping bag and squeeze the filling down into my cannoli. And voila, there we go. I have a Quest Bar cannoli. And trust me guys, they may not be very beautiful, but they are yummy. And okay guys, so here's the finished product. All 3 of my cannolis, nice and filled with cream. They're baked, they're nice and crispy. They're sweet, they're yummy. For this recipe, it makes a total of 4. Remember, I kind of cheated and ate one of the things earlier. But that'll be 2 servings, which is 2 cannolis a piece. And they only contain 150 calories, 10 grams of fat, 2 grams of net carbs, and 12 grams of protein for 2 of those. So they're nice and sweet without being so overpoweringly so. They're not full of sugar and a lot of unnecessary ingredients. For all you gluten-free people, they're gluten-free. And just, yeah, if you try them, let me know what you thought. I like them. Like I said, I'm a fan of the Quest bars. They're good. And yeah, so yeah, if you tried them out, leave some comments down below and let me know what you thought. Okay guys, so now here's the taste test. I'm gonna go ahead and try one of these cannolis and let you know what they taste like. They're good. Tastes like a cookie with a little bit of light sweet cream inside. They're really good. They're not overpoweringly sweet, and they don't contain all kinds of unnecessary ingredients like a lot of fats or anything. They're high in protein. Yeah, they're good. Definitely, I'll make them again. The winner for me. If you guys try them, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you thought. As always, like, subscribe, and follow me. I'll be making more videos like this when I feel fit. And as always, until next time.